Good afternoon. Welcome everybody to the New York State Bridge Authority meeting of July 21st, 2015. We have an amended agenda. Basically, there is an amended agenda because we didn't have a meeting on July 16th, and we just carried that meeting forward to this particular meeting. On the agenda itself, there are an amendment. We have to change the time from 3 o'clock to 3 o'clock on the agenda to 2 o'clock. And there is new business with resolution for new business fiber optic lease agreement, SHUPS, and fiber optical lease agreement with Light Tower. Someone make that in the form of a motion to amend the ordinance. Second?
Second.
Any discussion? If not, all in favor for the amendment, say aye.
Aye.
With the new agenda and all the amendments, make a motion.
So moved. Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Okay, with that, adopt the annual and regular board minutes of June 18th.
So moved.
2015. Second.
Second.
Any discussion? If not, roll call. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, administration, nothing. Engineering. Mr. Jeff, how are you today?
Good. Good afternoon.
Oh, I'm sorry, before we start, Jeff, let's have introductions. I'm going a little ahead of myself. That's what Commissioner Ben Lacroix, our Deputy Executive Director, our Sullivan, our Commissioner, who is it? Roger Hagan.
I forget myself.
Our Commissioner, Joe Romaglia, our Chief Engineer, Jeff, our Counsel, Carl Whitback, and our Executive Director, Joseph Ruggiero, and myself, as Chairman, Richard Jones. With that, Jeff, the floor is yours.
Okay, first up is the Mid-Hudson Bridge Roof Rehabilitation Project. Part of the 2015 capital program included replacing the existing roof at the administration building at the Mid-Hudson Bridge. We've gone through a preliminary study design costs for replacing that roof and adding a new front door would be a cost of $63,000. And in addition, the same study also came up with a design cost to provide a new roof at the old admin building on the east end of the bridge for a cost of $28,000. Our general consultant agreement with Majeski Masters includes a budget for design assignments, so no funding is required at this time. This is on the agenda just for your information.
Any discussion? Next, Jeff.
Next, we have the Mid-Hudson Bridge Anchorage dehumidification. We received 2 bids from Kiewit Infrastructure for $749,000 and for INOA Slutsky for $517,000. We're going to be rejecting both of these bids as they are quite a bit more than the engineer's estimate. I talked with the engineer, which is Majeski Masters, on the job, and they believe that by soliciting more bidders, they performed a similar job 2 years ago on the Whitestone Bridge and had 16 bidders. So we're going to contact those 16 bidders and go out to bid again in the fall and hopefully get a better price.
Any discussion? Nope. No action? Motion to reject bid.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Any other discussion? If not, roll call. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Walkway over to Hudson Railing Rehabilitation Project. In April of this year, the board approved a 5-year programmatic agreement with the parks, and as part of that agreement, any work assignments over $50,000 require board approval of the scope of work and the engineer's estimate. Attached, we've got a scope of work and the engineer's estimate for this railing rehabilitation project. It has been signed off by Parks, and we'd like to also execute this so that we can solicit bids and go ahead with the construction.
So moved.
Second. Any discussion?
And this requires no financing from the bridge authority, correct?
Right.
All parks. Right.
No reimbursement for everything. Correct?
To go to the control first.
Well, this is not actually awarding the contract.
No, but the project, once it is out in the field and approved, no New York State Bridge funds will pay for the project. Will be reimbursed by the park department.
But this is a preliminary step in addition or an usual process where we're actually approving the scope of work under the agreement. There will be separate bids that the board will actually be asked to approve a contract at a later date.
Jeff, will this be completed by the end of the year?
No. The project? No, it'll be probably
bid,
done
but not the
all
bid.
next year. Right.
Be started by the end of the year?
Possibly.
No?
It's hard to say.
All right. Depends on the weather in November.
So it needs to be approved by the controller as well.
I think this is weather-sensitive work, and depending on when this all lines up, I don't think we want to be applying drought in the winter. I think we would back and sleep over and
Was there any contractual obligation by the original contractor to contribute to this, or is it just?
goes way beyond all that.
Right.
It's not ours to fall back. It's parks and everybody else.
That's what
All right.
We've got a second quarter traffic accident summary report here.
You'll take a vote on that.
Sorry, the motion is second.
Do we have a motion?
Thanks, second for discussion.
So I'm
All
more.
right, so we moved it, and we have a second. All in favor, say aye. All righty. After the report?
Okay, so you'll see the second quarter of 2015's accident report. We had only one major finding on this, was a overheight truck impacted the Rinaldi Boulevard structure. The structure's been hit several times in the past. To try to alleviate this from happening again, we're going to be replacing signs and clearing vegetation so that it's more visible. Prior accidents, we're still waiting to do some rumble strips at the east end of the Mid-Hudson Bridge, and the other accident at the west end of the bridge here that involved the end of a guide rail, that guide rail's been replaced, the termination's been changed, so that hopefully that will alleviate and provide a safer impact for future collisions if they were to hit that guide rail.
Any discussion? If not, we don't need a resolution for anything, correct? And jobs in progress.
Jobs in progress, really the one job we've got going on, the Newburgh Beacon deck replacement project. They've completed installation of deck panels on the north half of the bridge. We'll be overlaying that half of the bridge beginning the end of July through the first week of August. And then by the middle of August, we'll be switching traffic over onto the north half and then finishing up two minor pieces on the south half before the entire bridge should be open by the end of October.
Does that include any of the approaches, repaving of any part of the approaches?
We are redoing the approach slabs to the bridge. Yeah, so mostly on the east end, it'll be pretty much all new right up to the toll plaza concrete. West end, I mean, it's just a small 75 to 100 feet past the bridge gets rehabbed this time.
Yes, a lot of people are complaining regarding the traffic buildup, Fridays, weekends, and it's basically a bottleneck regarding the easy pass lanes. A lot of people are not, is that correct assumption, or, I mean, I've gone over the bridge a couple times and I've seen them all bottled up, going back into the bridge, holding up bridge traffic that people are going to the easy pass lanes.
Wayne, do you want to describe what you've done recently?
Yeah, we added another cash lane to try to facilitate the flow through the plaza so that people could access the easy pass lanes. The volume is so great coming off the thruway, John Belushi went out there and just watched, that you're right, it was tough to get to the plaza because we only have two lanes on the bridge. So we added staff lanes to try to increase the throughput. Right now, that's what we can do.
There really aren't any options at this point. We've tracked the traffic all the way back out on 84th, and for the thruway Route 300 interchange, traffic's wide open as well. As soon as you hit that, there's a lot of volume coming off the thruway at that time, Friday evening and Sunday evening. A lot of volume coming off the thruway. So, it's coordinating back. And even though it's 84 going down to 2 lanes, because it's a construction zone, people slow down. In terms of what you're talking about at the plaza, there are cash lanes on both the right side and the left side. But we've seen a cash lane on, going back and looking at the traffic patterns in the video. We've seen cash lanes on the left side with no one leading in them, and people backed up, queuing up to go to the 2 right-hand lanes. We put signs out, we put directionals out, we've basically done everything we can other than standing in the middle of the road saying, please go over there.
You're not gonna do that, are you?
No, I'm not doing that. I don't make a good
I'm a job.
I don't make a good traffic cone. But we do know that adding the extra toll collector at those times has helped. So it's about the best we can do at this point.
Very good. Thank you, Wayne. Anything else?
That's it.
Need a motion for jobs in progress?
Move to accept the jobs in progress report.
Second? Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Brian, financial, thank you, Jay.
Good afternoon. Okay, first up is the monthly investment report. There were 3 investments during the month of June. All reflected in the investment inventory. To note, maintenance reserve is sitting at 39.7 right now. Those are producing an improved yield. We're up to, well, not great, 0.57%. It's actually a product of both our construction fund proceeds have been completely expended, so most of our investments are not as short-term as they once were, as well as we're seeing some increases in market yields.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Insurance replacement?
Very good. Insurance replacements. The authority ran an RFP for 3 lines this year. Business automobile, we received 2 proposals. One of them was non-responsive, where we're sticking with the original carrier. To note, the decline in premium is more a result of the decline in vehicle fleet in terms of quantity instead of a rate decline. The second is commercial package. We received only 1 proposal. It's actually a reduction in spite of a 2% increase in appraised values, and police professional was largely in line. It's again the single proposal with same risk or exposures.
Move.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Discussion? Roll call, all in favor, say aye.
Aye. Last up is the quarterly accident report from the Accident Review Committee. There were 85 accidents on authority facilities. This compares with 58 the previous year. There were 2 accidents involving authority personnel listed in the memo. On a year-to-date basis, the authority had 153 accidents versus 118 the previous year. Note that the increase year over year is a result of activity in the second quarter, and although it seems odd, it seems to be a pattern that's spread over all bridges with the exception of RIP, so that there doesn't seem to be any obvious indication of a problem. This is just for information. No action is required by the board.
Any questions? Brian, thank you.
Thank you.
Next, human resources. Nancy?
Good afternoon. Have before you a resolution for your approval to award the contract again to the workplace for a period of 1 year with the option of renewing it for 2 additional 1-year periods. We're asking for an amount not to exceed $40,000.
So moved.
Second.
I thought it was 35,000.
Last year.
But we amended it to 40,000. It's in the resolution.
Move second, any discussion? If not, roll call, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you, Nancy.
Thank you.
No IT, no bridge operations, report to the board by the executive director.
You have my expense report, personal expenses. well as the monthly traffic revenue and revenue analysis report and tax scale analysis report for your acceptance.
Any questions? No, thank you. Any presentations to the board? Old business? New business, Mr. Delucci?
Business, we have 4 items under the fiber optic leasing program. As you know, we took ownership of fiber plants at the Bear Mountain Bridge and the Rip Van Winkle Bridge on July 6th through the expiration of a previous 10-year agreement with Light Tower. They have subsequently determined that they want to keep crossing the bridge, and so we're executing new 10-year leases in which they will compensate the authority for that. So the board had previously approved some upgrades and maintenance work to the fiber plant at the Bear Mountain Bridge, and we have before you a lease with Light Tower Fiber Networks for 60 excess dark fibers on the Bear Mountain Bridge. This 10-year lease will generate total payments of $266,488. And we ask the board's consideration of the resolution.
So moved. Any other discussion? If not, all in favor, say aye.
We have a second lease at the Bear Mountain Bridge for First Light Fiber. They want to lease 48 excess dark fibers for a 10-year period. Since the plant improvements have already been approved, the only additional cost on this lease is to Broadband Consulting, which we'll bring to you next month for their work in putting together and recruiting the leases. This is a 10-year lease that's expected to generate a total payment over 10 years of $249,692.
Move. Second. Any other discussion? Roll call. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Next.
At the Rip Van Winkle Bridge, which is the second part of the transfer of ownership from Light Tower to the Bridge Authority, we do need to make some facility improvements similar to what the board approved back in May at the Bear Mountain Bridge. We're going to install fiber connection cabinets on either end of the bridge so that lessees can connect and we can actually account for and control the environment. In addition, we want to make some minor upgrades to the cables, the conduit systems, identification, and just general overhaul we have. Shups Engineering, Shups Line Construction is our fiber optic contractor, and they have submitted a quote for the work in an amount not to exceed $23,930 for the Rip Van Winkle Bridge. We ask the board's consideration of the resolution.
Second. Any other discussion? If not, roll call. All in favor, say aye.
And the reason that we just asked you to get the work done up at the Rip Van Winkle Bridge is so that we can actually execute a lease at the Rip Van Winkle Bridge for 48 excess dark fibers with Light Tower. Bridge is longer, so we generate a little more revenue here since we go by the fiber mile. This is a 10-year lease expected to generate total payments of $417,381, and ask the board's consideration.
So moved. Second. Any other discussion? If not, all in favor, say aye. So maybe next meeting we can get the engineer's report.
Summary report, yeah, I
How much
had,
money we were taking
Yep.
of revenue for these leases?
yeah, I plan, next month you'll get, we'll have resolutions so that we can settle up the commission with our consultants with Broadband Consulting. I'll also generate for you a comprehensive report on all the leases, what we've spent to get there, and what revenue we expect to generate over the period of the leases. So we'll have that completely updated in August.
Thank you. Any other
Very good.
questions? No, thank you. Any attorney-client privilege? No. Before we adjourn, we had a good success regarding our new work staff. We had, I'm sure everybody's well aware of the ghosts that we had hired. They have done a great job and very knowledgeable to our staff and for our management to implement that. I think it's been a very big hit. I know a lot of people have contacted me and
It's amazing the amount of money we spend down in Newburgh, for example, the work we do on these bridges. And you're right, more people have talked about these goats than anything else. It's incredible. Excellent PR move.
Well, it's not a PR move, it serves a purpose too.
Yeah,
I think it's very beneficial
it's
in many
excellent.
different ways.
They want dental though.
I heard you could get it in-house then.
They want more food on Sundays?
Motion to adjourn. Our
So
next
moved.
meeting is August 20th, 2015 at 3 o'clock. Move second, all in favor, say aye. Thank you very much. Have a nice evening, day, afternoon.